Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to do something a little different. Instead of a lesson, we're putting your English skills to the test with a comprehensive fluency challenge. This isn't about getting a perfect score, but about identifying where you are on your language journey and what you can focus on next. I've designed this test to cover a range of skills, from vocabulary and grammar to listening and pronunciation. It's split into 5 sections, and each one will challenge you in a new way. Are you ready? Grab a pen and paper to jot down your answers, or just follow along and test yourself mentally. Let's find out how fluent you really are. First up, Section 1, the 5-second challenge. I'm going to give you a category, and you have just 5 seconds to name 3 things that belong in it. This tests your quick thinking and vocabulary recall. Let's warm up with an easy one. Ready? Name 3 types of fruit. Go. Time's up. Did you say something like apple, banana, orange? Great. Now for the real ones. First category. Things you find in a kitchen. Go. Did you get it? Maybe you said spoon, refrigerator, oven. Okay, next one. 3 jobs that require a uniform. Go. How about police officer, nurse, firefighter? Let's do another. 3 things you can read. Go. Easy, right? Book, magazine, newspaper. Next, 3 animals that live in the ocean. Go. Whale, shark, dolphin. Okay, last one for this section. A bit trickier. Name 3 abstract nouns. Go. Time's up. Did you think of something like love, happiness, or freedom? Excellent job. This section shows how quickly you can access your vocabulary under pressure. If you found it tricky, it might be a sign to work on active recall and word association games. Alright, moving on to Section 2, sentence transformation. Here, I'll give you a simple sentence, and your job is to rephrase it in a more advanced or formal way. This tests your understanding of synonyms, sentence structure, and register. Let's start. The first sentence is, I think this is a good idea. How would you rephrase that to sound more sophisticated? I'll give you a moment. You could say, in my opinion, this proposal is highly advantageous. Or I believe this is a sound strategy. See how that elevates the language. Okay, your turn. Rephrase this sentence. He was very tired. Think about it. You could say, he was utterly exhausted, or he was experiencing severe fatigue. Much more descriptive, right? Next one. We need to solve this problem. How can we make that sound more formal? A good option would be, it is imperative that we find a solution to this issue, or we must address this challenge promptly. Okay, let's try another. She is a good singer. How can you make that more expressive? You might say, she possesses a remarkable vocal talent, or her singing ability is exceptional. Last one for this section. The movie was bad. How can you express that more eloquently? Instead of just bad, you could say, the film failed to meet my expectations, or the movie was rather disappointing. This skill is crucial for academic and professional settings. If this was tough, focus on learning synonyms and different ways to structure your ideas. Now for Section 3, listening comprehension. I'm going to read a short story just once at a natural, conversational pace. Afterward, I'll ask you 5 questions about it. This tests your ability to listen for details and understand the main ideas. Pay close attention. Here is the story. Last Tuesday, Sarah decided she needed a break from the city. She booked a last-minute train ticket to a small coastal town called Seabrook, a place she had only ever seen in old photographs. The train journey was 3 hours long, and she spent the time reading a novel she had been meaning to finish for months. Upon arriving, the first thing she noticed was the salty air and the sound of seagulls. She checked into a small guest house called The Anchor, run by a friendly elderly couple. Her room had a small balcony with a perfect view of the harbor. For dinner, she didn't go to a fancy restaurant. Instead, she bought fish and chips from a small shop by the pier and ate them while watching the sunset. It was simple, but it was exactly the piece she had been looking for. Okay, story's over. Now for the questions. Question 1. What day did Sarah travel to Seabrook? Question 2. How long was the train journey? Question 3. What was the name of the guest house she stayed at? Question 4. What did her hotel room have a view of? Question 5. What did Sarah eat for dinner? I'll give you a moment to think or write down your answers. Let's review them. The answer to question 1 is Tuesday. For question 2, the journey was 3 hours long. The guest house in question 3 was called the Anchor. For question 4, her room had a view of the harbor. And finally, for question 5, she had fish and chips. How did you do? Listening is a skill you can improve by regularly consuming English content like podcasts, movies, and of course, YouTube videos without subtitles at first. Welcome to section 4, the picture description. I'm going to show a picture on the screen now. I want you to pause the video and take about 1 minute to describe what you see in as much detail as possible. Talk about the people, the setting, the actions, and what you think might be happening. This tests your descriptive vocabulary and your ability to form a coherent narrative. So, look at the image on your screen. Pause the video now. Welcome back. I hope you had a good go at it. So, how could you describe this picture? You might start with the overall scene. For example, this appears to be a bustling outdoor market, possibly in a European city square on a sunny afternoon. Then, you can zoom in on the details. In the foreground, a vendor with a friendly expression is arranging a colorful display of fresh fruits and vegetables, like bright red tomatoes and green leafy lettuce. Several customers are milling about. One woman is inspecting an apple, while a young couple in the background seems to be laughing together. The architecture suggests an old town, with cobblestone streets and historic buildings surrounding the square. The overall atmosphere feels lively and pleasant. The key here is to use rich, descriptive language and prepositions of place like in the foreground, behind, and next to structure your description logically. If you struggled, practice this with any picture you find online. It's a fantastic way to build your active vocabulary. And finally, we've arrived at section 5, pronunciation and intonation. This is where we test how naturally you can speak. I'm going to say 3 sentences. I want you to repeat them after me, trying to copy my pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation as closely as possible. Intonation, the rise and fall of your voice, is key to sounding natural. Let's start. Sentence number 1. Listen carefully. Where did you put the keys I left on the kitchen counter? Notice the rising intonation at the end because it's a question. Now you try. Okay, sentence number 2. This one is a statement. Listen to the stress patterns. I've never been to a place as beautiful as this before. The key words never, beautiful, and before are stressed. Your turn. Great. And the final sentence. This one expresses excitement. Listen to the higher pitch and faster pace. I can't believe we actually won the competition. The emotion is carried in the intonation. Go ahead and repeat it. How did that feel? Pronunciation isn't just about individual sounds. It's about the music of the language. Recording yourself and comparing it to native speakers is an incredibly effective way to improve. Tools like online dictionaries with audio can also help you nail the pronunciation of individual words. So there you have it, our 5-part English fluency test. How do you feel you did? Remember, this isn't a pass or fail exam. It's a tool to help you see your strengths and identify areas for improvement. Maybe your vocabulary is great, but your listening needs work. Or your grammar is solid, but you want to sound more natural. Every step you take is progress. The most important thing is to keep practicing, stay curious, and have fun with it. What section did you find the most challenging? Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing from you and understanding how I can help you better on your fluency journey. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Thanks for testing your skills with me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep learning.